Kain refused the sacrifice. Kain refused the sacrifice.
I mean, it's a great song. We let it play.
Have a brief look at the options. They're
Wow.
probably also quite simple. They were very simple in the other one.
That's basically it.
Yeah. So here we are again. This is Michaela,
And Peter.
and we're back with Soul Reaver 2, the Legacy of Kain series.
This intro might be a bit good.
At last. I must say I'm disappointed in your progress. I imagined you'd be here sooner. Tell me, did it trouble you to murder your brothers?
Did it trouble you when you ordered me into the abyss?
Eternity is relentless, Raziel. When I first stole into this chamber centuries ago, I did not fathom the true power of knowledge. To know the future, Raziel. To see its paths and streams tracing out into the infinite. As a man, I could never contain such forbidden truths. But each of us is so much more than we once were. Do you not feel with all your soul how we have become like gods? As such, are we not indivisible? As long as a single one of us stands, we are legion. Our futures are predestined. Mobius foretold mine eons ago. We each play out the parts fate has written for us. Free will is an illusion.
I found the tomb of Sarafan, Kain. How could you profane a priest by turning him into a vampire?
How could I not? One must keep his friends close, Raziel, and his enemies even closer. Who better to serve me than those whose passion transcends all notions of good and evil?
The Sarafan were saviors, defending Nazgul from the corruption that we represent. My eyes are open, Kain. I find no nobility in the unlife you rudely forced on my unwilling corpse.
You may have uncovered your past, but you know nothing of it. You think the Sarafan were noble, altruistic? Oh, don't be simple. Their agenda was the same as ours. You nearly had me, Raziel. But this is not where or how it ends. Fate promises more twists before this drama unfolds. Completely.
Raziel, Redeemer and Destroyer, Pawn and Messiah. Welcome, time-span soul. Welcome to your destiny. Where am I? Is the usual question. In your case, when might be more apt.
Very well, you old snake. If you'd prefer I use my bare hands,
This is completely unexpected. This orb disables our vampire enemies, leaving them helpless and incapacitated. Strangely, it seems to have the same effect on that peculiar weapon of yours. But you must believe me. I mean you no harm.
You can drop the benevolent facade, Mobius. I know who and what you are. I should kill you where you stand.
Perhaps you should, my boy. But you don't.
Are you so certain of that, Mobius?
My role as Time Guardian affords me a certain level of omniscience, Raziel. No, you don't kill me. That honor belongs to your maker, Kain, some 30 years from now.
You two are a pair. You're just as fatalistic as he is.
Death comes for us all, Raziel. It's just a matter of time.
How is it that you know my name? We have never met.
On the contrary, Raziel, I know you very well. And it grieves me to see how cruelly Kain has used you. I knew you when you were one of the Sarafan Brotherhood, Raziel. We were even close.
Oh, please.
Fortunately, you need not love me now to be my ally.
Are we within the stronghold of the Sarafan priesthood?
Yes, but the glorious days of the Sarafan have long since passed, I'm afraid. This is a more cynical and indecorous age. My mercenary army now inhabits this stronghold. We strive to honor the memory of the Sarafan with our own humble crusade.
Is this the vampire Vorador?
Yes, the scourge of the Circle, the most depraved and decadent example of his whole degenerate race. He slaughtered 6 of my fellow Guardians as they cowered defenseless in this room.
And you somehow survived this massacre?
I and 2 others. The Circle was devastated. Only we 3 were spared.
How convenient. You'll forgive me if I don't naively devour every scrap of information you toss me. You have a reputation for deceit.
And who has slandered me so? Your malefactor, Kain? The one who betrayed and destroyed you? Our common enemy? Consider the source before you judge me too harshly. We'll forget about rekindling our old friendship then, but consider an alliance based on our common ground. We both want Kain dead. I can help you do it.
You don't want to meddle in this, old man. I know all about your sordid little schemes, but you're simply out of your depth on this one.
You underestimate me, Raziel. Let me show you. Even now, Kain is lying in wait for you, unaware that I've snatched you out of the time stream and brought you here to me. See how he lingers at the very pillars he is destined to destroy, foolishly confident that he has eluded your grasp.
The pillars are still standing in this time.
Yes, Raziel. They are the embodiment of the divine force which preserves the life of our world. We who serve the pillars maintain their delicate balance, and Kain is destined to be the fulcrum upon which that balance turns. I believe you have already endured the wasteland wrought by his terrible, selfish decision. Kain's very existence is a cancer upon this world. As long as he lives, all of Nosgoth is in peril. You may never again be human, Raziel. But you can re-embrace the essence of your humanity and the nobility of your Sarafan heritage. Go to him, Raziel, and end this. But first, you will need to find your way out of the stronghold, and in this, I'm afraid I cannot help you. My soldiers will not understand your appearance here. They will try to kill you. You needn't fear them, of course. They're no match for you. Try to keep the casualties to a minimum. But do what you have to do. all great movements require a few martyrs.
Alone now, I surveyed my surroundings and noticed a second time-streaming chamber. Its entrance identical to the first, but with one distinction. That crystal was significant, but how? I had not yet discovered.
Oh, they haven't corrected the widescreen spiral.
It's a little stretched, but and so begins the legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 2. That was a lot, but we're still maintaining that this is a romance between Kain and Raziel as Mobius tells us to go to him.
I'm having a bath.
So is that where we came from?
Yeah, this is where we started.
Right.
This is where we came out of the time streaming chamber at the end of the first game. And that intro, of course, was exactly the same. Re-recorded dialogue, re-recorded everything.
I like the different foot sounds, yeah.
I don't like how Mobius looks. He looks better, obviously, but he's less expressive.
Yes, yeah, he's sort of fixed in place and stretched at points.
So here's what the Soul Reaver 2 graphics look like, basically. And the thing is that I think people have rather unfairly actually went, well, obviously most of the work's gone into Soul Reaver 1. And it's like, well, no, they've done the same treatment with this one.
It's already a more modern game, admittedly, so it already had sort of more complex shapes and models and...
Same as that last conversation was an example of what I call PS2 mouth, which is they only bother animating the mouths when there's a certain distance away. So there was quite a lot of him talking there and his mouth just wasn't moving. But then when it zoomed in, it was.
Yes.
Good scratching. There was also quite a lot of sliding in the cutscene, which if you go back and watch it again, like, they don't footstep up and down, they just slide
they
around.
don't bob as models. Cause
Oh, he was about to crack his neck as well. I missed it. I'll leave him for a bit. But yes, I'm not quite sure Mobius is quite as expressive. And I'm not quite sure that... Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a good one.
I suppose, yes, if he was going to have a bad anything, it would be a bad back.
We've all seen the beginning of Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, Raziel and Kain edition. You old snake. I'm sure he does his neck at some point. Come on, do the thing. Maybe he was just going to scratch his head. I swear he has this animation where he grabs his head and goes crack. I'll give him one more go. And then we can finally move on. There we are.
Right.
But yeah, it's like they've definitely given it the same treatment.
Yeah, it's just it is that thing where I'm assuming because it already looked so much better than the first one. It's like, it's just the first one was way older. And yes, we still have our camera to be able to properly look around. So this is Vorador killing various members of the
It's
circle.
Vorador being Vorador,
Yes,
basically.
yeah.
Hello. I'll rip your cape, he seemed to say. I love the semi-religious iconography though.
They
It's
are
great.
very, yeah.
Anyway, the second time streaming chamber
Which is the one with the gem.
is this one, which we are denied entry into.
Ugh. How dare.
I don't even think we can push the camera through.
No.
So instead we go through this door.
It's a little rat. Rat. friend. You can pick up various weapons still.
Yep, and what we do is we just spear them.
Yes, you can no longer throw them, and oh, you can. I thought you couldn't, and that's what you were going to
Oh
complain
yeah, it just
about.
sucks.
Right, it's nowhere near as one-shotty.
So whilst we used to be able to like take on like centuries-old, ultra-strong, preternaturally reactive vampires,
Yeah.
now we have to kind of dodge.
We used to be able to take on our brother's lesser children, and now we can't fight humans properly.
It's like they take more hits, you can't spear them. There's some cool animations, it's just... I think what they said is they made the mistake of going, you know what people want? Challenging combat. Oh, you do still get to spear them a bit.
Yeah, it looks like they were going for like well, you wanted to have a bit of a back and forth of fighting, and it's like,
Yeah, the combat system is... Well, the gameplay in general isn't as good.
I was just going to say, you might want to look at these beautiful stained glass windows.
Actually, that's still a bit... That's just the original texture cleaned up, isn't it?
And it does look like it's just a little cleaned up. But then if there's nothing wrong with how it looks...
It's a little low res is all I was getting at.
Peek around the corner here. How does he look? Oh, God.
See what I mean? He looks a lot better. They've
Yeah.
definitely given it the same treatment.
Like, you can see all the stitches on his, whatever the cloth
Yeah, I think
helmet thing is.
it's rather unfairly been accused of being less of a... having less time spent on it. It may well have, but it's still... I think it's a decent treatment.
The base game just looks better to start with. And then, yes, they've done the same thing where they've clearly focused on the models and the environments are okay. Oh,
Off with his head. And if you're wondering, we do still have access to
oh.
the underworld, whatever that is, and the map.
We are in the
Bit less detailed.
Saravan stronghold.
That interesting camera work.
Who are you yelling sees him to?
Well, more importantly, who's yelling sees him? A lot of the incidental acting, like this guy, is just Michael Bell and Simon Templeman
Yes, yeah.
and the voice cast, basically.
I'm recording some extra lines. Do you like the finishes?
Because it's like, where's my Soul Reaver? Is that what this menu is?
I suppose we don't have access to that power right now, yeah. We've got this door and that door. That one's barred.
Let's have a look at the barred one first, just to see it. Are these actually any different, or is it just
No,
the
I
same?
think they're the same, yeah. He gives it a try. So if you pick a different weapon, do you get a different death animation? Is that the idea, essentially?
Yeah. I like the impaling.
Ah, well, that's pretty. Oh, it looks quite different, actually.
You see what I mean? It's fine, right? Although that maybe doesn't look so good. And yes, I know it's in the original, but it's one of those times where it's like, you can too slavishly do it. Actually, that's worse.
You can correct it and get what the gist they were going for, because they've clearly gone like, well, it's stone with stained glass underneath, but what about this one over here? Yeah, but you could. It's like it's not quite a circle. Anyway, we shouldn't nitpick too much.
It's not going to nitpick itself. Which was the way out?
I think this is the way you want to go.
the stronghold, I discovered evidence of my former nobility and my life as a Sarafan priest. This was the heritage so foully stolen from me when Kain raided my sacred crypt and defiled me.
Fight.
Yes, Michaela was commenting there on... Yeah.
Raziel remembering being defiled by Kain. Yeah, you get a stabby impaley.
And it's just, like, it's not nearly as satisfying.
No, you kind of have to just, like, nibble them to death. It's like, I'm a vampire. Come on. We were entered into a big, beautiful-looking courtyard. But there's multiple doors that are locked, I think.
Yeah, I'll have a proper look with the camera in a sec as well. So I'll make sure there's nothing...
One here. Is that might be where we came out.
It could be, yeah. But then that could be as well.
I'm not sure it is.
Must be in Spectral, so is that the one that opened up? Well, I can see 2 viable exits from the room then. I also wanted to have a look at these.
Those heads of vampires.
Because I feel like not everything has been given the treatment. Like, that doesn't look as complicated as the soldiers.
No, that's the same model, basically. That's a shame.
So it's like, it's a little bit better, but it's like, it clearly hasn't been given the same attention. Especially this guy.
The lighting on them still feels too dark, but it was too dark anyway. What about the, like... Well, when you've looked at these guys. And the floor on the centre of the room. Ooh. Don't look too hard. There's no actual ceiling when you look at it, yeah.
Nice courtyard.
Yes, we keep seeing this symbol.
This one?
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's been on the doors.
So I think that's the way ahead, and the other way, was that barred behind us? So what's this third one then?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, we'll soon find out if this is the way we were. But yeah, you can see them on the top of the door.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I think this was the way we came in.
Yeah, I think you're right. So one of those things I don't think we can spectral through, but we haven't been in a spectral realm yet, so I'm going to have a look at the door anyway. Where was it?
This was... Oh, I didn't think that was the one you could spectral through.
You can't. That's what I'm saying, I want to have a look at it.
Okay.
Note how the spectral effect is better, and it seems to twist more. And look at the souls! Like the little skeletons.
Actual glowing floating skulls, yeah. Better than just green blobs.
But again, the spiral is stretched and the compass isn't. It looks a bit weird.
I feel like it's less apparent with this spiral at least. Good purple sky, yeah. Very pretty.
So, we retain some of our abilities from the other game, but then some things don't really make sense. Why is this so much shorter?
It is rather.
And it's like, you find out why it's shorter in a bit, but it's shorter before it happens.
Yes.
You'll see what I mean soon enough. Oh, I love how straightened up this big churchy place gets.
Yeah, I was going to say get a good angle and then become physical, I suppose.
It pretty much forces an angle on you, to be fair.
Oh, right.
It's also in the intro screen.
The candles are like fading in and out. It's actually kind of pretty.
And the whole music changes and everything gets a bit more sort of backgrounded, and even these conduits look different. Shift.
Away from the influence of Mobius's cursed staff, I could feel the strength of the Soul Reaver slowly returning. If that orb was as debilitating to vampires as it was to the blade, it gave Mobius a powerful advantage over his enemies. I finally understood how Mobius's crusade could decimate the vampires so successfully. If he could immobilize his enemies, they were at his mercy. But why, I wondered, would the staff have any effect on the Reaver?
Good question. Why can't I, like... Oh, I can't do this stuff. It's less effective, though.
Really, they should be stunned by now. The other one is just confused.
And it usually lasts about 5 seconds. And I'll just save this for later. No, it doesn't work like that in this one.
Just
they fall down.
Clatters to the ground. I'll seize you.
It's not as satisfying, doesn't feel as nice. I'm going to ignore them.
Well, it is as usual. You don't need to fight people. You don't get anything for doing it, do you?
Whereas Soul Reaver, no, not Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain Defiance, really, really satisfying combat in that in comparison. Let's have a look at it. Oh wow, that's so detailed. I think they've still done a really great job. With the character models, certainly.
Yeah, they've like clearly directed their focus on, because it's like the background is still functionally mostly the same.
But like, really up close, she still looks pretty good. Is that what they all look like?
Yeah, there's a couple more enemies down here of the man variety. I think there's only a couple of character models.
And that looks great. A little blurry.
Yeah, I was thinking, are some of these corrected properly?
Well, this one, because the original is just one big thing, that one is as well. But it looked like the other one was just cut up and they've done the same thing. So they've probably replaced texture like for like.
Yes, they've sort of done it faithfully rather than correctively. And it's like, to a certain extent, obviously, having played the Bloodlines with the fan patch, it's like you can get overzealous with correcting things that don't need changing and adding things that you don't need to do.
They both look good.
Yeah. Do we get through here then?
Sorry, yes. Playing the game, that's what we're doing. Guess what's through here? Oh, the answer's always a cutscene.
As I neared the stronghold's inner sanctum, a strange sensation crept over me. An indescribable feeling of displacement, a sense of vertigo, as reality itself appeared to warp and bend around me. The disturbance seemed to emanate from the sanctuary's furthest chapel. As I cautiously approached, the sense of dislocation intensified with each step. So this was the tomb of the beloved King William the Just, beatified here as the martyr and catalyst of Mobius's crusade. I was reminded of Kain's journey as a fledgling vampire, how Mobius coerced him to travel back in history and assassinate William, thus igniting a genocidal hatred of vampires among the citizens of Nosgoth. And here I discovered the source of the displacement. The Soul Reaver itself, laid out like a holy relic, and broken, apparently in the battle between William and Kain. I had not thought such a thing was possible, until, of course, Kain shattered the blade against me when he tried to strike me down. Thus, the captive spirit inhabiting the Reaver was released, and binding itself to me, became my symbiotic weapon. And so the Reaver met its former self, still imprisoned in this corporeal shell. I watched, mesmerized, as the Wraith blade uncoiled itself and snaked down the length of the physical blade. Embracing its twin, its mirror self, the Reaver's long dormant spirit was now fully aroused. And for the first time, I felt the true presence of this other entity, willful, ravenous, and deranged from thousands of years of imprisonment. The Reaver was now in command, and I, now merely its helpless host, felt my soul being leached to restore the blade. But the Reaver knew better than to destroy its host, and just as I neared the brink of oblivion, the blade released its hold on me. As I recovered, I realized we were now bound together in a fragile alliance. The Reaver no longer merely my symbiotic weapon, but a sentient parasite competing for control.
What have you done to me, Mobius? Is this your trap?
How mine? Don't forget it was Kain who led you here, not I. While you curse me, the only soul in Nosgoth ready to guide and assist you, Kain laughs at our folly and revels in your dismay.
These blades, now coiled in sinister embrace, have inspired terror in the hearts of creatures far more durable than you, old man. Bound together as they are, I can only imagine what they could do to your soul's fragile shell.
Raziel, I beg you to stay your hand. This was none of my doing. I have sought only to aid you in your righteous quest.
Why, you're trembling, Mobius. Has your confidence abandoned you? You seem to have made a fatal error by leaving your precious staff behind. Is that where all your courage comes from?
Listen to me, Raziel. You don't know what you're doing. I have taken an enormous risk by appearing here before you, so defenseless, yet eager to prove my good intentions. If there's anything left of the Seraphim in you, you won't do this. While you threaten me, your true enemy eludes you.
Don't concern yourself with Kain, old man. He'll join you in hell soon enough. As you said, death comes for us all.
Yes, the wheel of fate demands it.
What did you say?
The wheel of fate. The inexorable cycle of death and rebirth to which all men are compelled. We serve the same God, Raziel. To strike me down would be striking God's own attendant. And I don't believe even you would take that risk.
I tire of your games, Mobius. Now that I know you fear me,
I needn't concern myself with you. Kain is waiting for me.
Go then, Raziel. Seek Kain out and destroy him in the name of the one God we both serve. You, who were once a Seraphim priest, murdered, profaned, destroyed, and reborn again from his mercy. You are now most powerfully equipped to be his agent, his instrument of restoration and retribution.
My own vengeance is motivation enough.
By my soul, you almost had me, my little blue assassin. But that'll be the one and only chance you get. I assure you of that.
I could now summon the blade at will, regardless of my strength. But once summoned, the blade's ravenous appetite could not be contained. It devoured the souls of its victims, and if I allowed it to become over-aroused, the Reaver would now turn its hunger on me.
Yes, we've lost all of our health, and there's nothing worse than an over-aroused Reaver. That's for certain. Can we just go back in here?
I'm thinking, Raziel, why did you throw away the sword?
Doesn't need it, I suppose.
It's still warming, which I quite like. It's doing the effect.
But yeah, we can just...
have Reaver as we like. But yes, it drained us to the brink.
Took away all of our lovely health.
Also, my god, are Mobius's hands too big?
Yeah, it's like, I don't like the way that it took away his expressive face, but left his massive yaoi hands. Because they are enormous.
They always were, though.
But yeah, it's just, his face used to be more expressive. I don't know if I can save it at some point so I can sort of do the camera. I don't want to do it while a cutscene is playing and it's like...
No, yeah, that might be just be...
I don't think you ever see him just around.
That might just be something you have to do on a second go.
But yeah, I can't save yet. It's not how the game works.
So this was the legendary Janos Ordrin, reputed to have been the most ancient and diabolical vampire to have ever existed. According to folklore, he lived high in the cliffs of Nosgoth's northern mountains and preyed mercilessly on the defenseless villages below. His reign of terror ended when the Sarafan finally hunted him down and tore his throbbing heart from his still-living body. This relic came to be known as the Heart of Darkness, and was supposedly imbued with the power to restore vampiric unlife. The Sarafan therefore guarded it carefully, lest the heart fall into the hands of their enemies. But I wondered, could Janos Ordrin truly have been as monstrous as depicted here? Or was this merely artistic license by the Sarafan, who sought to lionize themselves by demonizing their darkest enemy?
Well, this one you question, but not the other one? Why were there two Soul Reavers on the other mural?
Well, because Kain had the Soul Reaver. And
I suppose.
the funny thing is, it's one of the better sort of subplots of Blood Omen, because King William the Just was known as the Nemesis if he was allowed to grow up.
Yes.
And so Mobius suggested a trip backwards in time to kill him before he became the Nemesis.
Yes.
So he died a martyr instead.
Yeah, only remembered for being nice rather than when he became horrible later. I think that's all up for now in here. I assume we're going out the side door, but I think we come back at a later date.
All of our health, man.
But we have a ready-to-go sword at all times. Yeah, that's better. Oh, it does just make them into powder.
You see the second bar?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's... I'm assuming at some point we will see what happens when we get aroused.
Strange how my history came full circle. This chapel, I realized, was a memorial to my former Sarafan brethren and myself. All of us martyred here, and then so cruelly profaned by Kain when he imposed his gift on our noble corpses. For the first time, I beheld the image of my Seraphan self, memorialized here among my fallen comrades. It tortured me to see how noble and pure I had been, and what a vile phantasm I had become. And a profound sense of injury, of loss and betrayal welled up in me, so overwhelming I could barely contain it. All I wanted at this moment was to find Kain and destroy him.
That was an overwhelming cutscene.
Yeah, I like the way he says that.
Yes.
But actually, no, I should kill them first.
Probably, yeah. Die, you fiend.
Yes, it's easier to just run at them and just do this without aiming. What, even just swinging it increases the thing?
I guess.
Right, anyway, I want to have a look around at these.
Yeah. So we gotta... Oh, okay.
We're not starting with him, we're starting with the order we killed them in. So Melchiah. It's very strangely drawn and they've kind of left it alone. That's Melchiah, or Zombie-chan, as I like to call him. And then there was Zephon, who was the big insecty one in the Silenced Cathedral. Now he is looking slightly elfin.
Lots of chin, yeah.
Rahab is the fishy one,
Horseshoe.
and the seahorses there. Horseshoe?
Yeah, I meant seahorses.
Oh, right, yes. Dumar was the big one who was impaled in the chair, and he's like, I shall use my immense power of running around you.
Why does he have a big vampire behind him? Did he kill a vampire, I suppose?
Probably.
If they're all supposed to be about them.
Tyrell, which is the one who got away, because you don't encounter him in the game.
He looks slightly, like, ashamed.
And sore afraid of girls, probably. And then there's you.
Raziel. Ooh.
Who looks smug, more than anything to me. That's exactly the same as the original, pretty much. I'm assuming it's because they didn't want to make it look too much like the real character.
Yeah, like the Mobius statue in the first game is just the,
looks like this, obviously.
the character model turned to stone. It's not actually like someone made a statue of him.
And why we get a statue and the others get a drawn depiction, I'm not sure. Anyway. Is that the way we came in? Or is that the way
I
we came in?
guess.
No,
We
this
didn't
isn't.
come up or down a staircase, so yeah, this is new.
Still think his feet look better in the old one.
They're not as bad in this.
Did we just go through the door?
I think that might be it, yeah.
It's the last one I really played properly, other than Soul Reaver, which we've just played now, obviously, was Defiance, where you have to look around everywhere because there's loads of hidden stuff, like books and pickups, and I'm not sure how much this one's like that.
This one might be a bit more linear, yeah.
My problem with this game was always, it's very linear. It's very much, you play it exactly in the order it's intended. There's no, like, massive optional sort of side quests. The gameplay's too not as fun, and then it's literally just you go from A to B and then there's a cutscene, but the cutscenes are very good, at least.
Yeah, they were getting there.
And yes, I shouldn't complain too much. The game can speak for itself.
Yeah.
I'm just playing it. I'm not a streamer who has to talk or anything.
suppose you can consider it a step on the way to defiance. They're getting there.
And it's like, no, this game has been given a good treatment. It does look a lot better.
Yeah, the door is like is a 3D model rather than a flat picture.
Yeah.
I emerged, and for the first time beheld Nosgoth in its former glory. The land overflowed with abundant life and vitality, and I knew with certainty then that the world I had left behind was nothing more than the corpse of Nosgoth, a lifeless husk bled dry by the corruption of Kain's parasitic empire. This was the fragile world Kain sacrificed to preserve his own petty life and ambition, heedless of the profound cost. The sight only deepened my resolve. I sensed that the pillars lay to the northwest. If Kain truly waited to confront me there, I would not disappoint him.
Sense the pillars now, can you, Kain? Raziel even. So we keep most of our abilities from the last game, except Constrict.
New music just dropped.
Yes. So we can just dive in.
Nice. A to swim and then direction to rotate. So I was already with Raziel talking about sort of his feelings about fledgling Nosgoth. It's like, but it happened for you to come back in time, so surely it has to happen for you to come back in time.
It depends if that's how it works. In this game, it does. Everything is predestined.
Yeah, it is the whole, can you change time or not? What is the fiction decided?
So this is very symbolic. And it's, I think, what we're supposed to do next. But for now, let's just look around.
Very tentacly.
And yes, the circles as well. So we all know who that's a symbol of.
Yeah.
It's like underwater doors. Part of a... Can't look and...
No, it looks
the
a
right
little
stick does nothing when I'm
awkward,
underwater,
yeah.
is what I'm getting at.
You're sort of looking where you're sort of pivoting. The grass looks nice. And
Fishes?
sort of moving in the water. And yes, we've got fish now.
What does it look like in the original?
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's basically the same, right?
Can you swim through the grass? Does it look nice?
No, it looks worse the closer you get
Oh,
to it.
right. I suppose, yes, you can say that it is still a flat effect facing you.
They're sprites. Can we still jump out the water?
Are we still Dolphin Raziel? Anything under the waterfall? Ah, disappointment.
I'd recommend you don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers. Yeah, you get the idea.
In a lot of ways, the water's simpler in that it doesn't have like a 3D polygon shape, but the texture is nicer, even though it's on a flat surface, if that makes sense.
It does, yes. I know exactly what you mean.
Those bones underneath you. Maybe not. Maybe it's just fallen structure.
Right, so what should we do?
Turn incorporeal?
Yeah, I was thinking either that or we find somewhere to dolphin out onto the ground. Like
Yeah, I
over
think
here.
you can over there. Left trigger and A to pop out the water.
Ah, cutscene.
As I passed this arcane landmark, a wisp of the Reaver's energy was drawn into the ring, illuminating it. This created a beacon of sorts in the spirit world. If ever I found myself depleted in the spectral realm, and my soul tossed on the ethereal winds, these beacons would draw me back to safety and restore me.
So it's all about going somewhere where the Elder God can't reach anymore. So, hence we have this instead.
We have these little checkpoints, I'm assuming instead of doors that we have to teleport through. I do like that it's the Ouroboros snake eating itself. I meant to point that out in the chamber with all of the people. Your Sarafan brethren, it was an Ouroboros. Or am I saying that right? Ouroboros. A snake eating its own tail. It was on the floor.
I mean, whenever I think of the word, Red Dwarf comes to mind.
Yes.
Where they go, what did they call was it just the book or was it the series as well?
It was in the show as well.
It was in the show.
Yeah.
They go, they couldn't even decide what to call the baby. So it's like, it's either our Rob or our Ross. Our Robberos. Ouroboros.
Yes, that was also in the floor of the Sarafana room. Yes, it's also our checkpoint. We know what that is.
Helvetica.
Was there anywhere else to jump out? Oh, sorry, you probably are just going to do that then.
No, I'm going to go into the spectral realm like you mentioned earlier. Oh, the effect is so good and it's so much more purple.
I love the purple and blue, yeah. Down we go like a rock.
In this case, it's merely a conduit.
Okay. Those are a lot speedier, which is nice. Sometimes it felt like you were like waiting for them in the first one for like half an hour. Okay, let's go spin that thingy. And yes, it was a doll.
Oh, we didn't do this. Oh, it's too high.
Oh, you can see the nice painting on the background. And yes, part of me is like, they could have made it bigger and better and more 3D, but
Yeah, they could have made it like a skybox instead of a sort of a flat.
this is what the game looked like though, so it's like, eh.
I mean, it works for films. They just had like matte paintings in the background.
And yes,
Yes,
that's
that's
suspicious
of
doll.
interest, but we we can go there. I probably should go there actually.
Yeah.
And then that's how where we launched ourselves off.
And that's the door that opened down there.
Yep. So yes, let's go along to...
It's there, isn't it?
Oh, is it right in front of me? Why am I going backwards when I'm pressing forward? Okay. Because I wasn't holding down A, I was pushing forward, so I was going backwards.
A is
Oh,
the
okay.
momentum button, I suppose.
Dolphin Raziel.
I did not yet possess the means to unlock this barrier, but this enigmatic symbol was clearly the key.
Admittedly, I am a little bit disappointed that these are still not that high resolution. They're clearer, but it's not as nice as it could look. It should be higher resolution.
Some of the bits, if you come back slightly.
And I wonder if it's because they don't have the, it's just what the engine supported.
Some of the bits I quite like because I think it looks kind of painterly, and maybe they're trying to keep that look. And if they made it too high def,
Maybe.
I think they're still pretty, even though yes, it's not perhaps ultra sharp. Don't look at it too close, basically. It's meant to be looked at from a distance. Oof. Hole says no.
Is this anything?
I don't think so.
Other than kind of cool. That you can...
Yeah, but it's not just a big circle.
And like I say, they've gotten rid of our health, but we've still got the same abilities at least. Because it's like that thing when you start a new God of War game and you're going, how are they going to contrive to make us weak like we were before?
outside the stronghold now. I think
We're on the other side of the
yeah.
gate, certainly. I just thought we'd have a look around before we get the little bit of...
Yeah, there's many bits of like greenery to come out onto.
No, I don't like the way we lose control of the camera completely as soon as we go in the water. Can I still look around as Raziel as well? Yes. Even though there's a dearth between the games, it's like... I don't mean dearth. There's a massive gap between the games in terms of development and how games were expected to look. We've gone all the way from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2.
Yes.
And whilst an upgrade in PlayStation version number might not get you much now, it did then. Think of the difference between Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2. And obviously I do want to look around underwater as well.
Is this as far up as we can go?
I think it's just for the view.
Yeah, it looks like a viewing spot.
I like the green sort of floaters as well to sort of represent how vibrant and alive the world is.
Yeah.
Like the fishes in the water and
Which look
the
like
fact that it's not a husk.
which look like they respond when you get close. They're not just where they are.
Oh yeah, they swim away. Yeah.
These ancient obelisks were mysteriously attuned to my spiritual essence. By simply touching the symbol, I could safely preserve an imprint of my soul, and thus create a milestone to which I could return when weary, and from which I could resume my journey.
And I would call it a checkpoint.
Doesn't have look a bit like a Soul Reaver stuck out of the ground.
Yeah, it's also quite similar to what they had in Blood Omen.
Yes, I was thinking it's a callback to Blood Omen, but we can finally save our game here.
I mean, it does look a lot better.
I'm not sure I agree that they look like they've changed the material of the main thing, where it's like it looks like it's more stone hewn. But I don't know. Yes, we open our save slots.
So I must remember to save a game before a cutscene at some point so I can show you what it looks like. When the version of the game is changed with this. But like, I don't want to do that mid-cutscene and ruin the cutscene.
It was in a lot of ways a downgrade, because in the Soul Reaver 1 you can just save when you want.
Oh yeah.
While I had only just escaped the stronghold, I sensed that in time my journey would return me full circle to this place. Infiltrating the fortress, however, would be no small feat. The balcony that had provided my escape was now well beyond my reach, leaving this massive gateway as the only means of entry. The gates were sealed, but like the time-streaming chamber I had seen earlier, their operation was undoubtedly linked to that odd crystal mounted above the entrance.
I had no small feet either. Yes, and Miguel was saying that they still got the same sort of high jumping mechanism.
Yes, yeah. Surely you would have glided by now.
Glittered.
Because I'm like, what is the,
It doesn't repeat them, which is quite annoying, because I was hoping it would say it again.
What if you come back down further? Or do you try and make the jump once?
It's just, it works the same way a crouch jump is a bigger jump.
Same as you can also crouch, jump, glide, I'm guessing. Oh, you really need some essence, admittedly. Oh, I thought that was another person, admittedly. And it is, but not like one that will fight you. Oh. Oh, they still haven't really done a very good job with the vampire models. Yeah, that's a shame. They've just painted a slightly nicer texture on them.
Anyway, let's walk over here a bit, because we'll get a cutscene.
2 arms.
3 legs. Hey, I dodged. Hey, I dodged. Oh, I get 1 hit, do I? And then she's out of my range again.
I was gonna say, she's gonna get you.
She's like Rhythm by Gloria Estefan.
Oh.
Yeah, they're quite gruesome. I got the impression of an open mouth off that, but not that.
Let's see it again. Oh, sorry. Like I said, that's slightly too late.
Open mouth, sticking out tongue.
No, I'm seeing just more blood coming out of his mouth, but they just haven't added as much. Again, he's still just a nicer texture painted on top. Oh,
It just shoots you.
it's got like a cannon. Can you pick it up?
No.
Ah.
There will be a cutscene about the heads and stuff, but I just want to have a look while I'm here. Yeah, it's like these could have been new models, really. Gruesome. Right, sorry, let's go ahead.
There's one!
I'm giggling because that sounded a bit too much like
Michael Bell,
Raziel, yeah.
Yes, the most effective fighting technique is to run around them in circles and mash the button. Got
Yeah.
a pair of souls out of it, though. These the same ladies as before? Yes.
Yeah, I don't think there's that many models.
I should have checked the gunner and made sure he was a gunner.
Yes, sort of strafing around them seems to help.
It's a more full version of the lady
Yeah,
one.
you got a whole vampire lady there. That's a gunner.
Get him!
And yeah, it's still just the man.
Quite reactive music as well, which is nice. Bit more modern game design.
Oh,
Oh, we should look at the Crow model. Look at that.
Oh, that is much more lovingly textured, yeah. See the crow they've remodeled. I suppose because they probably feature them more. Yeah, she's got a proper decrepit face.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not really cooperating.
Ooh.
Don't look too closely. So it's just because it's only loading half of the picture in.
Which way around? Thank you.
Into the woods.
I remember this water texture from Morrowind.
It's quite shallow. You leave footprints. On the bridge you did at least. Maybe that was because of the water.
Cool. Anyway. And this is what I like this game for. One of the things I truly appreciate about Soul Reaver 2 is the music.
Oh, he went down. Yeah, he had like a blade head. All right, it is a dog, but he's fitted with a headpiece.
Yes, it's a dog of war.
That's horrifying.
Yep. Something I could sneak up. I don't think you can.
No, I'm not sure it's a thing.
Hang on.
You're too deep, too deep. There you go. I'm like, that's sort of a waterfall. It's like two strange streams. Well, there's another point for us later.
Yes, they used this in ancient Greece to advertise autofellatio shown here.
Really? Oh. Yeah, I think that's too deep.
Yeah, footprints. When we come out of the water. They're very, very briefly there.
What is this? Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, nothing really. I suspect it was possibly cut content.
Yeah, maybe. They have the snake inside them, right? I'm not imagining that. Oh no, is it just a... I can't actually tell, maybe it's just a texture.
Rings, if anything.
Okay.
Makes you wonder whether the crows are agents of Mobius. Remember there being rumours about if you attacked them something happened or you couldn't finish the game or...
Well, they do vanish in green smoke, so... Yeah, you probably want that checkpoint at least. There we go.
Still.
There's one. Does it go out if you go into the water, or do you not want to test it?
I think it probably does, yes. It does actually work as a light source.
It's nice. ignite my fire.
I did not have to hold Y, I just pressed X.
Ah.
These vampires had nothing in common with the deranged jackals I left behind in Kain's derelict empire. They seemed to retain much of their former humanity. In this era, vampires were clearly not the uncontested predators we had been. These creatures were hunted mercilessly and oppressed. And while I still believed that vampirism was a plague and had to be wiped out, there was nothing noble or righteous in this crusade. This was simply ruthless persecution.
Excuse you, we're not an 8.
Oh, you can see the pillars from here.
Can you peek over, or do we not want to?
Oh, I don't want to. First time I played this game, I kept on opening them almost all of the way and then letting go, assuming it was some kind of timed challenge.
Oh, right.
It isn't, you just hold them
You
until it
just open
brackets
the
into the
door,
door.
yeah.
And then you Aragorn through them.
The pillars of Nosgoth, pristine, whole, and uncorrupted. I had never beheld them in this undefiled state, yet something profound and indelible resonated within me at the sight. And there, waiting at the very heart of the pillars, was the canker that was destined to destroy them.
I know you're there, Raziel.
Mobius led me to you, Kain, though I might have guessed you'd meet me here.
And if Mobius told you I was hidden on the underside of hell, would you throw yourself into oblivion to pursue me? Mobius trawls for the ignorant and unwary, hauling his gasping prey from the streams of their destinies. Stay out of his net, Raziel.
Spare me your elaborate metaphors, Kain. I have pursued you here for one purpose. You will pay for your betrayal, and balance will thus be restored to Nosgoth.
And whose will is satisfied then? The will of Raziel or Mobius?
Would I be better manipulated by you, Kain? Now, turn and face me. The chase is over.
This isn't a chase, Raziel. We are merely passengers on the wheel of destiny, describing a perfect circle to this point. We've been brought here for a reason. I've seen the beginning and the end of our story, however, and the tale is crude and ill-conceived. We must rewrite the ending of it. You and I.
Face me, Kain. Even you shouldn't die a coward's death.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned a final request?
I recall no such courtesy from you.
Indulge me, Raziel. All I ask is that you listen. This is the sublime moment of our undoing, Raziel. The ineffable fulcrum upon which swings the entirety of our history. This is where all of Nosgoth is betrayed. In this instant, Ariel, the Balance Guardian, is murdered by dark forces bent on overthrowing the pillars. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the ether, trying to find its way here. You have already seen how she comes to haunt these pillars.
Bound here by your refusal to die. You are the reason this land becomes diseased. As long as you remain alive, you condemn Nosgoth to an eternity of decay.
Be still, Raziel. See this. As Ariel dies, I am being born to take her place as Balance Guardian. Such is my destiny.
My God.
At the moment of my first cry, Ariel's beloved, the Guardian Nupraptor, finds her corpse. Racked with grief and tormented by suspicions of treachery, Nupraptor plunges into a madness which overflows and infects all of the Guardians who are symbiotically bound, including me. The repercussions of Ariel's assassination were expertly calculated. The entire circle descends into madness, and I am tainted at the moment of my birth, instantly rendered incapable of fulfilling the role destiny has prepared for me.
Shall I show you the same mercy you showed the rest of the circle, then? You blithely murdered them to restore their pillars, yet your hand faltered when it came to the final sacrifice. What makes you exempt, Kain? You're merely the last man standing. Why condemn me for simply carrying out what you hadn't the courage to do yourself?
Let's drop the moral posturing, shall we? We both know there's no altruism in this pursuit. Your reckless indignation led you here. I counted on it. There's no shame in it, Raziel. Revenge is motivation enough. At least it's honest. Hate me, but do it honestly. 30 years hence, I am presented with a dilemma. Let's call it a two-sided coin. If the coin falls one way, I sacrifice myself and thus restore the pillars. But as the last surviving vampire in Nosgoth, this would mean the annihilation of our species. Mobius made sure of that. If the coin lands on the reverse, I refuse the sacrifice and thus doom the pillars to an eternity of collapse. Either way, the game is rigged.
We agree, then, that the pillars are crucial and must be restored.
Yes, Raziel. And that's why we've come full circle to this place.
So after all this, you make my case for me. To end this stalemate, you must die so that new Guardians can be born.
Pillars don't belong to them, Raziel. They belong to us.
Your arrogance is boundless, Kain.
There's a third option. A monumental secret hidden in your very presence here. But it's a secret you have to discover for yourself. Unearth your destiny, Raziel. It's all laid out for you here.
You said it yourself, Kain. There are only two sides to your coin.
Apparently so. But suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day it lands on its edge.
Some people get ASMR from like rubbing things, and some people get ASMR from music tracks, and that speech gives me ASMR. That's fantastic.
Very good. I did like at the beginning that Kain is essentially your mum going, yeah, if all your friends would jump off a bridge, would you?
And Raziel's like, yes.
But yes, I like the point he makes, that he's like, he couldn't really win. He was a baby who went mad and then was told he had to die because of nothing he'd done.
Yeah.
Aren't most people allowed to be a little selfish and go, I don't want to die?
Yeah,
It's just
he's just a guy who was, born of noble blood from Cohagen, distant Cohagen. So, yeah.
It's just usually the whole of, the fate of humanity doesn't rest on you dying, usually. Not even the pillar vampires. Yeah, how much of an upgrade are the pillars?
Barely.
Yeah, again, it's not like they've remodeled them to actually make them rounder.
There's a difference. It's like, it is nicer. No, they haven't, no.
So Seems it is still that strangeness of they just stretch up into infinity.
Yeah, they're supposed to be infinitely tall.
Yeah, I've always assumed it's supposed to be mysterious. It's like, why do they have these pillars?
I mean, you find out eventually, but yeah. Oh, dig the music.
Seems it is a bit like Kain will explain so much and then go, you've got to figure some stuff out on your own. It's like, really?
Same as I like the way they keep the shape of the pillars with these sort of two staircases going up to it.
Yes, it's like deliberately not actually round. Same as the thing on here isn't really like symmetrical or anything. It's a very specific design.
I didn't know what impulse stayed my hand, why I had so willingly allowed Kain to escape me when I had pursued him for so long. I had no reason to trust Kain after he had valued me so little, and yet I found myself intrigued by his words. I had been too cruelly used to so gullibly play his pawn, but if this world truly had secrets to divulge, I was determined to expose them.
Oh, speaking of changing the model.
Oh, that is actually more of a different model, yeah.
Yes, this is telling us to be in the other realm.
Right.
For two reasons. One, just in case we haven't thought about it yet. And two, because it's the way ahead. I'm just looking around.
Yeah.
Let's pretend we don't know what's going on and just turn here because it tells us to. Thanks, game.
The staircases. The pillars, I'm guessing, are straight as ever.
Yeah, because they're sort of a...
Because I'm like, would it have been interesting if they'd, like, twisted them somehow? But I think they're supposed to be a constant.
That's not the bit I thought it was. Well, of course it isn't, it's just happened. I'm like, do I come here and see Ariel? And I'm like,
Not yet.
No, not yet.
They're back. I think this is our first slew up.
I think so, yeah. And they still get really upset. But they look more fisherman-like in this one. Oh, that's a pretty boy. Yeah, the old model isn't bad, but it's not quite as good.
Yeah, it is actually a fully new model.
Oh, baby, stop taking pictures of me. I'm not ready. Sorry.
Hold B to feed.
He was trying to feed on the souls around him and regain his strength. Oh, and no roused Reaver mechanism in Spectral.
No.
It's only in the physical.
I suppose you do have to be physical to be aroused.
Okay.
What?
Does this work in both?
Oh, no, it does, it does. I suppose you'd assume if you can become physical, you might as well.
Yeah, I'm wondering where it is. Is this somewhere we've been?
I don't think so.
Well, no, because we would have done that, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
I will have a brief look. Ah, yes, we do want to be physical.
Yeah. It's just slippy.
rotation symbol there as well. See if we can get any physical effect of doing so. Yeah, a bit.
From the moment of my arrival, I had the constant and palpable sensation of being watched. Someone, it seemed, was keenly interested in my presence here.
Yeah, I can see why you'd assume it was. Yeah.
From the look of it, this door had been sealed for centuries. I began to realize it was no mere coincidence that I found myself standing here, beneath this winged figure with blue skin and cloven hands so like my own, and bearing this unique key.
Brings up my Soul Reaver just in case. Oh, and this is what I meant by...
And so it was with a sense of gravity and trepidation that I unsealed that ancient door and crossed the threshold.
We only got it a little bit there, but yeah.
Yeah. Gonna see if I move away, will it reshut? And then I get it.
Yes. Get it without the voiceover.
Sims, I love the feeling it gives you. It's very good at generating a particular mood.
Ow! It's very odd. It feels like primordial. That's cheating.
Sneak peek?
Oh, no, there's nothing there.
What makes you say that? This symbolism.
Yeah. Got the swells and the eyeballs and they look like fossils in the rock. I do like the transparent figures with the little lights and...
Speaking of which, we should have a look at them. Speaking of which, we should move forward and have a look at them. Sort of more amorphous in the original.
They do have the 3 cloven hands, so were they vampires?
It's Raziel in action there.
Good action pose.
Oh, can you see it draining our health?
Oh, geez, yeah. We need health.
We need health to live.
No!
Yes, overusing the Reaver. Oh, that looks great. Walking slowly does not work very well here.
I
Up
was
the
not
stairs.
hearing someone saying Raziel there.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Very decorative.
As I entered the chamber, I sensed that it had been sealed for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And while this room was clearly built when the pillars were erected, I knew that no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, their features so like my own, but beautiful, where mine were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images. A great war, but with combatants like none I had ever seen. The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing in agony, apparently afflicted with the same bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Kain had urged me to discover? I wondered.
Lies, Raziel. Do not be deceived.
Ah, my ancient benefactor. And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Silence was refreshing, but it lasted. No doubt you have a conveniently inexpressible reason for your presence here.
Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally present here and everywhere, now and always. I am the still center of the turning wheel, the hub of this world's destiny.
But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have me believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you still need me.
This impudence is unworthy of you, Raziel. Do not forget that you have a task to fulfill here. You are indebted to me.
Indebted? You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed. Do you forget that you forced me to inhabit this vile carcass?
I restored you to yourself, Raziel. It was Kain who destroyed you. The very enemy you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Kain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware. To embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Kain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you. You pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides. I merely seek the truth.
These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel. You are my Soul Reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast, end the vampire's parasitic curse, and restore Nosgoth. Kain's blood belongs on your hands.
Kain indeed deserves to die for condemning me to this repugnant form, but if and when I kill him, it will be for me alone to decide.
Kain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse, and after you had served him faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel. Let it guide your hand.
Oh, there's the Elder God again. Oh, yes, I do like that he's like, you've got free will against Kain. Free will to do what I want you to do.
Just this is a sexy vampire. It looks pretty much the same.
Yes, they're blue-skinned winged beings.
And quite thick. And then there's these other guys here.
Fighting a different race, yeah.
This one has the pillars in the background there.
They always have the cloven hands and foot thing going on too.
They also go above the ground and below the ground.
Yes, because
These
we
are
are
the same pillars.
the below the ground bit, yeah. Oh.
Just looking around. Yes, the two different peoples there. This one eating a cow.
Yeah, they
being
look
sad.
wretched, yeah. Being saved by the Soul Reaver though?
Sort of bookended by the same ones.
Yeah, it sort of goes both ways. There's a save point. Yes, old Squiddy down here. And yes, it did keep highlighting this chamber, so I assume we have to go down and through.
It's wrapped around them.
Yeah, at the pillars.
I've just played Dredge. It's very this.
Shall we pop a save?
We shall.
I want to remember to keep doing that. Say hello to the Elder God in person. Bye.
Tread carefully, Raziel.
Okay, I'm just saying with benefactors like these, who needs anemones?
Yes, some of them are blue, the eyeballs. I assume they're eyeballs.
Dive quite that harshly.
If we get some soulage, that might be good. To not kill them with the Reaver, though, I guess.
I don't think you can drink their souls either way.
No? Fair enough.
Trying to figure that out, but
Oh, jeez. Why is there a gap, like, right there?
so you fall down it.
He's gone as well. I wouldn't sweat it, to be honest.
Oh, I'm doing it now.
Oh. You've ended up somewhere else.
Oh, it folded me down. No, he just disappears.
I guess they're soulless.
So press A to jump onto the wall and press A to climb. You can also do that. If I remember correctly, you can also think of Defiance when you can do a spin jump back onto it.
This is just back where you were, yeah.
Yeah, well, I felt like I kind of just fell off the edge.
Yeah. There we go.
Because I should be able to like sneak up to the edge and then I shouldn't fall off. Yeah. So that's purely a way back up, yeah.
To come back this way, yeah.
So let me down here.
Oh, this is a giant underwater space by the looks of it.
I'm forgetting I can't use the right stick when I'm underwater to look around. But yes, this is
Oh,
a massive chamber.
another one of those strange pots or urns.
Call that one Times New Roman. Thing.
And another way to go. I'm assuming that's our way forward again.
Probably, yeah. Just now quick.
Yeah. Have a good look at everything. That's what we're here for. Is this like a big jar then in the center of the room? Probably.
Yeah, it's sort of a thing. I'm going to run out of physical at any point
You
as well.
are, yeah, you're barely holding on.
Do I not get the effect where I like have the blue line wandering down me? Is that only in Soul Reaver? Maybe.
Yes, it's clearly made so that you can walk up here regardless, admittedly.
In fact, maybe we're supposed to be in the other realm here.
There we go.
Get up into my mouth. Come here. Is he like smaller and just ducking under my blade?
It feels a bit like he's getting away with dodging too much, yeah. That one's a bigger one down there.
Yeah. Because that always annoyed me in this game as well. Like I said, I don't like the combat. But yeah, part of it is things like your sword, you just slash them over some of the enemies. I want a proper look at you.
Oh, you just ate a soul. Oh, he's got hair.
It's like some sort of weird...
Fishman monster. Maybe if we don't have to deal with him, we'll just continue around the... Or is this as far as we can go?
Yeah, it's just I'm swinging my sword over his head. It's like, just stab down. Although I do have a separate attack button, maybe I'm supposed to just go... You. That's my other attack. Right, sorry.
Yeah, we really need to become physical, admittedly, I think. This is as far as we can go anyway. Is there like something? No, that's just a gem.
We're probably supposed to work our way back, but in the other realm. Yeah, half the time it feels like it's just because of the way the attacks work, you don't hit, no matter what you do.
Up here, maybe? Where you're looking? Up.
Yeah?
Just that there's this way.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure.
And that leads back
Oh,
into here.
right, these are the stairs.
Well, that's fine. We're possibly supposed to do something in the other room or something in here. It's much easier if you can just free cam. Which obviously you don't have access to when you're playing the...
Yes, you just have to
real game,
suffer through
but-
it.
Oh, I got myself turned around. Yeah, this is where I want to go, I think.
They're much more aggressive feeling in this game, admittedly. Oh, there's a become physical.
So, do we really just go in there to come back? Is there another exit to this room I didn't find?
I was thinking maybe where we could go through, like maybe we could now go through because we're physical, but I don't actually remember the game well enough.
It's much easier when you can just look around with the camera, admittedly.
Yeah, you can climb these, so you must become... I have to do something here at some point, but I'm not sure it's right now.
Lots of mechanisms and things which look like they do things in here. Oh, I don't know either, by the way. I don't actually know where we're going.
I would just try to get back to where we had the dead end and see if there's now an opening there.
Several levels in here, though,
There
which is
are,
interesting.
yeah. There's even a font right up here in the corner.
That's back the way we came. You reckon go down and along here?
Yeah. Just to the dead end, but now that we'll stay physical for a bit longer.
Quite high at times.
These things that are on the floor occasionally. There's one in this room. Can you like reaver it somehow?
Let's say not yet.
Okay.
Now starting to question whether or not we're even supposed to come underwater.
Maybe we just go back out.
It doesn't lead anywhere.
You could just reload your save, admittedly, if you wanted to get right back out.
Oh, no, it's fine. I can visit places and have changed attributes.
I do think it's interesting. There's not really like souls floating around in here. Because they're all eaten. You can just jump in the water to keep going back out, yeah. This is where we came up from the Elder God's room. So he's down there. Yes, maybe there's another one of these, or...
Yes, I'm a bit confused about where we're going.
Your destiny beckons.
That's the same place, yeah.
Yes. We could also just try leaving like upstairs.
The thing is that the Reaver led us here, so this is where we're supposed to be. I don't understand what I'm missing. Because we've only got this chamber.
We came in, yeah.
And the way we came in, and surely it's not back. Oh. Wow, we didn't jump at all when I told them to. Seems I'm not convinced it was saying Raziel, Raziel, Raziel as I would come down. I might have a listen to the track and see if it actually does. Because I'm like, I did not hear anyone saying Raziel. I also feel like I'm failing on the first step. Because I'm like, no, this has to be the way forward, right? Yes, just ducking under my blade kind of sucks. Oh, I hate the combat in this.
Yeah, we are supposed to go through that underwater passage. I'm gonna just check for you.
Only has a waypoint directly on him.
Heed me, Raziel.
Why am I walking here? That doesn't make any sense. So I am going the right way.
Yes, through the crystal path.
Well, I figured it has to be. There's nowhere else to go. It's just I'm curious what I'm actually missing now. I suppose it's sort of a good thing that I can play the game years ago and then still get lost.
You do need to be physical, yeah. You're following the crystal path at the back of the room.
I didn't lead anywhere.
According to the guide, you're looking for those crystals and following them path to path to them.
Okay.
You should always be able to see one.
Which leads me to this room.
Goes up.
Oh.
That was all we were missing.
Wonder if we got lost here the first time we played this many years ago.
I think
I can sort of look around underwater.
it does. The guide that I was reading, the second one, which was much better, I was saying, like, if you're finding the swimming really awkward, yeah, it's like, it's hard to look around.
Yeah. Well, because you can't... It doesn't come across well. But the right stick does absolutely nothing. To look right, you have to turn right. To look up, you have to pull back on the stick.
Yeah, you can
Push
only...
forward on the stick to look down. It's kind of awful.
It does look awkward, yeah.
Something they probably could have fixed in the... Because it has better controls than the original in the first game, in terms of you can just move the camera around. Should have done something for this as well, for the swimming.
Yes, chances are it'll be a generally upward path.
I surfaced into a very different landscape. The daylight barely penetrated the dense canopy of this forest. Here I discovered an ancient ruin, unmistakably one of Mobius's time-streaming chambers, but long ago sealed and abandoned to the encroaching swamp. I didn't currently possess the means to break this seal, but I thought in time that I might.
Yep. I do like that it just tells you, no, you can't open that door. What? No. Don't spot us.
I've accidentally went into the old graphics. Just wanted to see if it was the same. It is.
Yeah, there's only like 4 character models. Yes, we're in a big ancient dense forest.
Is this Termagant Forest?
Probably, yes.
This is in Blood Omen. These are the Igneous Fatuous.
You have a map. It will probably tell you where you are. Yeah, we can get her weapon if we want.
Map. How do
Yeah,
I
it was
know?
on the
Rotating.
Yes, that's the one. Swamp. Oh, and that's like I was like, how do you know where
Well, the
you
forest
are?
is southeast of here then.
Maybe
This
it's
is more of a weird delta.
maybe it's just leading into it. Yeah. want
It's
to
got the
get
igneous fatuous.
we want to get our checkpoint here as well, rather than skirt around it. There we go.
There's one.
Not quite. Oh, you can just jump. Oh, is that a frog? Frog! Ah, that is a frog. He's so much better modelled. He's got little toes.
It's cracked.
And sort of steaming. So does the water like make us slow down? Is that the idea? Yes. Gonna hop our way through here like a frog. Oh, that looks wrong. That's floating like... I guess.
Lurking observer was exposed. The creature vanished when he realized he was discovered, but I caught a glimpse of him, and his features were distinctive enough. This was the vampire Vorador, the monstrous assassin depicted in the stronghold. Strange that a creature brazen enough to assault the Circle single-handedly would avoid confronting me. Very well. If Vorador would not come to me, I would go to him. First, I needed to find some means of reaching that terrace.
Yes, he's as green as you are blue.
You just go up.
Oh, that looks nice. Yeah. Like the re-rendering of it.
Anywho.
I did like that he just destroyed the door. Just wholesale destroyed. It's the same man model, I'm afraid.
Like on the very roots of the tree there. No real point in tangling with the people
No, that
there.
would
Awkward
look
to
like,
fight, you lose health, and you don't get anything for it, really.
it looked like it would be more awkward anyway because of the goop, and it's not like they can catch up to you.
That was also my voice actor.
You're in
It's
like
annoying because you can jump to the right height.
yeah, it looks like you should be able to get to it. You might want a camera in here. It looks like it's a big sort of central chamber.
Well, this doesn't lead anywhere. Well, as you can see by the
There's
fact that it's
gaps.
not textured.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like little remnants of human, but like this is still. Oh, can you see inside there? Oh, yes, but maybe you shouldn't be able to. It doesn't exactly look like people are thriving here.
Defiance is much more game in terms of it has stuff everywhere. Things to do. But that's not what we're playing today.
It's a dog. Oh, he's coming for you. I'm not an it.
There appeared to be a passage here, leading northward into the mountains. The opening, however, was obstructed and too high for me to reach. Perhaps later I would find the means to bypass these obstacles.
Want to grow another foot? Anyway, there's a climbable wall here. Can they climb, the people?
No.
Oh, hello. Really, you could do with a little bit of energy. Just to stave off the hunger. Yeah, I think that's just back the way. Is it not back the way we came? Maybe it's not.
This way? No.
Oh, okay. I almost feel like the camera is like too close to you. I think I'll just get used to it.
Here we are on that balcony.
Oh.
My lurking friend was nowhere to be seen, but I found these ruins even more intriguing. I recognized these arcane symbols from the chamber beneath the pillars, and realized that this shrine too was sealed to all but the bearer of the Reaver.
The bearer of the Reaver?
But that's me!
Got another checkpoint inside as well. Just in case we dared to slip off. Go around the corner and find a black obelisk. Is that a different model? Really, game? Oh. So is this like one of Varador's children? Is that the idea?
No.
No, it's just... Oh, he's got a little broken sword.
He's just a guy. He looks better now.
Oh, you get his shield though. Or is it just a puzzle piece?
I mean, yes and no. I switched into the other world I had. It's just these cross beams are quite interesting looking.
Yes. They don't look like they should be existing. They're diagonal almost. And yes, more pictures of Soul Reavers. like at foot level mist. It's moving.
Yeah, there's like a miasma. There's a miasma.
Yeah, we do need a little bit of soul.
Yep, we can become corporeal in the other one, the other side. Oh, that's interesting. The door design. Here we go, in this strange crooked room. Straightens up nicely. It's not a block puzzle. It's something else. Oh, and above it, you can see what looks like a... I don't know why. It's like I'm looking this way and then it just puts the camera in front of me. That's not me doing that. Let's have a closer look. Well, why don't we have a closer look?
Two figures doing battle orbit under the sun. And then yes, a big hole.
Probably not supposed to be able to see there yet.
No, I suppose not. But yes, it's all going like it's about light.
Anyway, I don't think it's something we do yet.
That door over there is shimmering wildly. And we still have the mist at our feet. It's just a touch more subtle. Oh,
With Reaver on, press X to imbue with dark.
spoilers. I don't think we can we? Or can we?
No, I don't know why it's saying that now. Yeah, spoilers game. That we're playing. Oh, okay, well, for a start there's one of these, to which to... Have we
did it
already done that?
already,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I'm not quite sure how. And then this door's very spangly.
You walked near it in the spectral realm briefly.
But it didn't work in the spectral realm last time.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm a bit confused.
Oh, it's more of those like zombified people. Ah, yes, there were walls in here to climb.
I'd actually forgotten.
Throughout this ancient shrine, murals depicted the winged race, the apocalyptic war against their mysterious and equally inhuman adversaries. These winged beings, it seemed, were not only the architects of the pillars, but of this enigmatic place as well. And just as in the Pillar's chamber, this shrine was adorned throughout with imagery of the Reaver, depicted with the reverence of a holy icon.
Word. And yes, you can see it twists the camera around. Do you think the depictions of this ancient race is very like Gargoyles, though, the cartoon?
It is a little bit,
That's
yeah.
what they look like to me. I don't know if this predates it or...
Probably not.
But yes, the Reaver always has the halo effect. And then is the mural on the opposite side identical? Ooh. Ooh. He looks a bit like Mobius. A little. He does have one eye. Hurry.
It's a bit more interesting. Is this the same mural? Yeah, it's flipped.
Is there anything on the ceiling in this room?
On the ceiling? I don't think there is a
You can-
ceiling.
Camera, that's all. So I figured it would be good to look around.
No ceiling.
And the Gargoyles cartoon was before it by quite a few years. This is 2001, which makes sense because you mentioned PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 1. Gargoyles is 94.
Yeah, this is PlayStation 2 era.
Yeah. Yes, there are pick-upable staff weapons. We haven't seen those yet.
It's like a weapon from the first game, but not as effective.
And yes, I take it we're getting over there if we can.
Loads of them. Sort of a weird
Yeah, I know.
circle with a hole,
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to mention.
and this asteroid-looking thing.
It's like a moon, yeah, I think. I suppose if you're going for the sort of the moon and the sun. It's a hole to put something. It's another door.
Sun door, perhaps?
Yeah. Ah, that one has a hole for us to open on this side. And another sun door.
Shortcut.
Ah,
It can be rotated. Ah,
it didn't seem that lit up before.
it's because it wasn't.
Right, is it only lit up when you turn it?
Yeah.
That one, you don't have to become incorporeal. And that's the door that's already open behind us. Let's see what's this way. Okay. Ah!
Oh, he's figured out
Yeah,
ducking as well.
they just duck. Ah, we got swords though. They dropped some weapons you can try out if you'd like. Oh, they're so stubby. Ah.
Wrong game.
Oh, that really warped.
Yeah, they really got into that effect in this one.
I suppose they could probably push the limits a bit more on the PS2 versus the PS1. There we go. It was a font of fire. This is a big room.
I wonder what he's looking at.
Yes, there's an actual bad guy. It's really glowy.
And literally no different when you change the engine. Anywho.
Yeah, become physical is opposite us, but we should explore. It's one of those three-fingered holdy things. Ah! Why are there so many enemies?
Is it ones we've seen all? There's these guys with the helmets. He's just gonna do some kung fu on us.
I suppose it's the one with the sword that might be a different model, but yes, he's also the guy we've already seen. Wonderful models, I like them, yeah. I feel like they could be more green, but...
Yeah. Change the colour of them slightly.
So you can get here, but that was definitely higher in the spectral realm, yeah. There we go. There's a soul right down the corridor. Almost feels pointless. But I'm assuming it's just to keep reminding you about the mechanic. Become physical, become incorporeal, etc.
Switch realms.
Yeah. Another shield to put in another door, and it's shut the way behind us.
Clunk. Interesting that there's a pokey bit and a bit that looks weirdly different coloured.
It is a little bit too obvious, isn't it?
Oh.
And it's not in the other version of
They've
the
made
game.
it more obvious. Maybe they thought it was blending in too much. To be fair, it does blend in quite a lot, but it is a different colour. It's just subtle.
Yes, do we have to make an eclipse or just face it a different direction?
Well, keeps on saying hold the grab. Drag! That's interesting. Where do I drag it? Well, what am I trying to do? Block out the sun? Apparently I shoot projectiles.
Yes, I'm assuming it's just letting you know you can. I assume it's not in the total eclipse spot, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's like if I was going to guess, it would be because this looks like an obelisk. So I would put it here, but I can't put it here.
So you put it on the opposite side, maybe? Here?
Maybe, yeah. Oops. Well, can't I just do it from here then? No, have I got to... Or does it not mean this? I can't push blocks like this anymore.
Well, you can hit the thing on the ceiling.
And it did involve looking around.
Okay. You pull it back?
No. Oh, this one has lines. This one doesn't. So my entire range of motion is here.
Does it have lines in the original?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe they considered that the hint rather than it being a particular colour. Okay.
Okay. That's the wrong way. Other way. Keep going. There we go. Oh, that was an interesting effect.
It's cleared the hole. And it does actually exist.
Back in this room. It's very important to give it a stroke first.
Fondle it a bit first, yeah.
Do I put it in the door?
I think it just opens because you have it now. Because there was an empty one in the opposite room here. But yeah, you could look around. It always makes a point of going, it shuts behind you. It's like,
Haven't been the other way at all. It made a weird noise. I guess the other door.
Oh, look, the floor tilted slightly to the left. Okay.
Oh, another room.
More draggy bits on the floor, I guess. Yeah, surely you can't make that. The circle motif. If you wait like 2 seconds, you'll be able to do it anyway. I think you already can. Really, game?
You're so climby. This one. Oh, it has the symbol everywhere as well, to sort of hint that you're supposed to change. And again, those sort of off-center bars. Sort of assuming we need to shine it into the room. And then something else.
Ooh, spitty ones. Or were they always able to do that?
I think they're probably always able to do that. Right, a little uncertain again now.
I mean, can we get up and on the roof of this big thing in the middle? We can get back up there, I guess.
Getting distracted by seeing
Yes.
through that wall.
There's lots of seams. There were some in the room with the moon as well.
Maybe there's a roof thing up there. Shoot it.
Also, there's this, these pillars here look like they were movable on the left and right of you.
Of course. Well spotted. I didn't.
What?
Right, of course, it's a bridge of bullshit.
Power of darkness.
So because I turned this, it was to cast a shadow with the thing I didn't notice. And then you can stand on this. And that gets you across.
I like the wibbly effect.
Yeah, it's cool. Constrict. Just kidding. Right, so we've got that on one side. Might be that way. Have we got a roof thing to destroy as well to create some light?
Yeah, I was thinking either that or you might have to move the pillar back, but that seems unlikely. Probably it's just the ceiling.
Yeah, same thing again. Bang. Oh, right. Again, it would be a perfect, like, constrict bit, right?
I suppose, ooh.
It looks like cheese in the original.
Yes, it's a great big sundial. Yes, there are figures on the wall. Oh, that's very different.
More of a lamp. And like I say, they seem to have mucked with the geometry more in this one. I'm assuming it's different engines are capable. We were talking about it on break and saying it feels more like a giant mod than a remake. Well, it's a remaster. So I suppose feeling like a modded version kind of makes sense. Also, it's sort of a testament to the original developers making it for the PS2 that it still looks fairly good. There's a few bits which look a bit dated, but overall it's fine.
Yeah, it's still a good experience because we're already into the PS2 era.
Right, anyway.
Yeah, can you like push that? Or
Yeah.
that looks a bit one way.
Sneak, 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 sneak.
Well, we're just above where we were, yeah. Right, do you want to get it over the hole?
Like the way it completely ends the music.
But yes, we have gotten a font full of darkness, because it's doing the whole there is no darkness without light, and the other way around, obviously.
It's like a dark
As I
crystal.
neared the altar, I suddenly felt the Reaver quickening of its own volition. Just as in William's chapel, the balance of power tangibly shifted. Voracious and willful, the Soul Reaver was now in control, and I, merely its helpless puppet. The Reaver plunged itself into that mysterious altar, and devouring the energy that emanated from within, drained this place of its power. Thus sated, the Reaver released me, and I realized as I recovered control that these ancient shrines were forges, each purpose-built to enhance the Reaver with elemental power.
And that's how we get some health back as well. Seems a shame that there's so little in terms of collectibles. I don't know, some people might prefer that.
Yeah. I might have sort of gone, well, we want to not do the same thing as just the last game. But yes, we have darkness, which I assume we just leave with. We felt like we did everything.
Now I understood the purpose of the mysterious basins I had seen throughout my journey. They were elemental fonts, each attuned to a fundamental essence. When I forged the blade, every font in Nosgoth with the same elemental attunement was simultaneously quickened. The Reaver's enhancements were never permanent, but these fonts enabled me to re-imbue the blade by bathing it in the elemental energy distilled therein.
Bathe your Reaver. And we get the symbol on the bottom left corner, actually, I've just noticed. That is our current enhancement.
Enhanced.
Concentric circles, one eclipsing the other. I recognized this symbol from the door sealing that other ancient shrine, the one I had seen in the lake outside the Sarafan stronghold. Perhaps now, armed as I was with the elemental power of darkness, I could return and gain entry.
Wait, where are we going?
Nope.
Same as I'm assuming it gives us some sort of shortcut anyway.
Yeah, I think it's just highlighting that there are now doors that you can perhaps open.
Excuse for a savior?
Vorador.
I see my reputation precedes me.
It does.
All good, I hope. I've been watching you since you emerged from that accursed stronghold. Strange that your arrival coincides with the corruption of the Pillars. But I'm wondering, are you the catalyst of these events? Or the answer to them?
I don't know what you mean.
I will speak plainly then. I distrust your origin, stranger. Seeing you crawl from the putrid depths of Mobius's keep makes me question your purpose here. And what should I make of your appearance? Not human, clearly, and more demon than vampire. And the pillars. It is no mere coincidence that your arrival in that clearing heralded the pillars' decay. And so I ask you plainly, are you the instrument of the pillars' destruction or their salvation?
Neither.
Very well. Let us look at the other side of the coin. I have followed your journey and watched as you blithely unlocked secrets that have been sealed and forbidden for thousands of years. The path you have been treading is open to only one being. You don't know what you are, do you?
I have been many things. If you find me ignorant, enlighten me.
What's the point? This world is beyond redemption. Let the human cattle have it.
I would expect better than meek capitulation from you.
Centuries of persecution have taught me well. 500 years ago, our race was nearly exterminated by the fanatical crusades of the Seraphan. And now the same sick drama unfolds again. In merely a decade, Mobius's cutthroat citizen army has nearly accomplished what the Seraphan could not. Vampires meddling in the affairs of men. Look where it's brought us.
What am I to make of these secrets I've uncovered, then? The depictions of the winged race, the pillars, and the Reaver.
Fairy tales, boy. The delusions of an ancient culture clinging to hope long after the world had discarded them. Their bloodline trickled away, until only one of the ancients remained, sustained solely by obligation and his unfaltering faith in the old prophecies. But you see, even if you are who you appear to be, it no longer matters. You're simply too late. Janos Audron, the Reaver Guardian, the last of the ancients, and my maker, was murdered by the Seraphan nearly 5 centuries ago. He alone would have the answers you seek, but his secrets died with him. I don't know how you've come even this far without his guidance, or without the Reaver, stolen these 500 years ago by the Seraphan. I'm afraid, my friend, that you and all of us are out of luck.
I had no less reason to trust Vorador than anyone else I had met. In fact, the ancient vampire was the most forthright being I had encountered thus far. If Janos Audron was the key to all this, then I would find him, and Mobius's time-streaming device would provide me passage. But first, I had to find a way back into the stronghold, and I suspected I would find the means within the lake's mysterious shrine.
And yeah, that Vorador seemed quite nice. He just talked to you. Also, with him disappearing in a green mist, the same as the birds. Maybe the birds of Vorador? Or did you already say that?
I didn't.
Is that font behind us? Darkness. Don't worry about it.
No.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Sorry to delay.
Anything else you want to ask before I leap off?
Go on. Just do your thing.
Didn't do that very well. Whoop, 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 whoop. Not yet.
Not yet still. Yes, this is the way we came out.
Yep, we need to get back to the lake. If we save it, I'll probably just leave it there.
Yeah, if we're going through where the Elder God was, there was a save point right there, so... just keep going down and down and down. There we go. That symbol, which means you've reached the bottom and you can get back out. Yes, I do like the, you'd have to go and find Janos Aldred. That was 500 years ago. It's like, yeah, and for us. So what makes the Dark Reaver go away? Is it just losing your Reaver?
Switching realm, changing Reaver.
It's just in the water. Yeah.
Just wish I could dive Lara Croft style.
Just feel like a bit of a missed Easter egg. To not be able to do a handstand as you come out of the water.
I can't shoot him. I've got Raziel right in my eye.
My wayward child returns.
Having unearthed more than you'd like, I suspect. What am I to make of these ruins that litter the land, and these images here in this chamber?
Merely the deceits of a failed civilization. You are being misled, Raziel. This ancient race hoped to manipulate the future with these scrawled misdirections. You must tread carefully. There are dark forces at work in this world, bent on subverting your true destiny.
I have no doubt of that. The question is, am I in their presence right now?
Your arrogance will spell your demise, Raziel. Deny my will, and the arc of your destiny will reach a sudden conclusion.
Your threats are unmoving. Even now, I'm beyond your reach.
My reach is longer than you realize. This is a very dangerous game you're playing, Raziel.
We like playing games. I suppose it makes sense that you'd question it, because Mobius and the Elder God keep just saying, no, they're lying, this is right. And Kain and Varador have just gone, you should just find out.
It's a good view.
We'll save it there, having gotten one power. And this was Michaela.
And Peter.
And this is And So Begins on YouTube and So Begins on Twitch. And we'll be back next time with more Dead Space, and then after that with more Legacy of Kain. But we'll see you again next time.